All right, let's check back in with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy. Alana, it's not just people, it's pets we've got to be aware of in these warming temperatures.
It's everybody, especially with those new heat alerts out. Some tips for folks if you have to work in the heat. I know a lot of folks work outdoors. You make sure that you're drinking water every 20 minutes. You take those breaks, find the shade, and if you can during those breaks, get to air conditioning for a short amount of time. You need this info because we've got this ridge of high pressure that's going to move in and pack a punch for the next 2 days. Great shot from Antelope Island, clear skies. How pretty is that? The reflection in the waters of the Great Salt Lake. Thank you, Michael, so much for sharing those clear skies, brought to you by the building high pressure that we saw today, which upped our temperatures a few degrees from where we were yesterday. Satellite radar showed some lingering moisture on the eastern side of the state and over towards the west desert, most likely not hitting the ground, though, as a drier air mass takes over. Donald was also out at Antelope Island. Look at that. One of the buffalo. I hope that was a zoom because we want to stay away from that wildlife. Bison. Bison, that's what we're going to say as we move on and look at those high temperatures. 92 for the high in Salt Lake, 103 in St. George. Usually this time of year 82 is our high, so we were 10 degrees above the norm today and only climbing more so as we roll into the midweek. 90s and triple digits on the eastern side of the state, knocking on the door of 100 in Hanksville. We got there in Lake Powell, and 90s down the I-15 corridor. Upper 80s in Cache Valley today and only getting hotter. 77 as we wrap ABC4 News at 10 with those clear skies, brought to you by the high pressure. Overnight, we're going to keep those mild overnight lows in the upper 60s, low 70s along the Wasatch front, and then we're warming things right back up by 9 a.m. We're close to 80 degrees and still climbing. Tomorrow could be our first triple-digit day of the season in the north. But we start with our latest alerts. That excessive heat watch was upgraded to a warning in Glen Canyon and in northern Utah. Several counties along the Wasatch Front, including Weber, Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah County. Tonight, Tooele has been added, as well as the northwestern corner of the state, the Great Salt Lake Mountains and Desert, now underneath a heat advisory. Both of these heat alerts go into effect at 11 a.m. tomorrow. In the north, this will hold until 6 a.m. Friday. In the south, 10 p.m. Thursday, as cloud cover moves in and a cooler air mass could bring some changes. We'll look at that on the Futurecast. But here come the heat alerts. 11 a.m. is when it kicks off. Now, we've talked about our average first dates, but as we head into tomorrow, we could see our first triple-digit day in Salt Lake. We usually see that July 7th. So this is ahead of schedule. So when you hear us talking and forewarning you about the heat and the tips to keep cool, it's because many of us aren't acclimated just yet. And this is happening basically overnight. That ridge coming back. Judy sending in this one from Navajo Lake. You see that water rushing down the mountain. A spike in temperatures leading to elevated river flows in different portions of Utah. Action staged for the Weber River and the Cottonwood Creeks. Now, even if one of the rivers on this map says normal, it still means the water is running very cold and very fast. It is not safe to be around our rivers as runoff continues to come down. That's expected to continue through mid to late June. As we look at the big picture, it shows that dome of high heat. The H just gets bigger and bigger and says, hello. It dominates the weather story tomorrow into Thursday. But what we're watching is that area of low pressure, because that could skirt southern Utah and bring some moisture potential to the eastern side of the state. Also would moderate temperatures a little bit down south, stepping away from the high heat. We head into the weekend. High moves in, keeps us still hot, but then we watch towards the Pacific Northwest because a system there could actually help cool us down and bring us back to seasonal temperatures along the Wasatch Front. High temperature trend shows that as we see that decline getting towards the end of the weekend. Look at St. George, not much of a break. I know 95 is the average high in St. George, but we're going to be above that with triple digits on deck. Futurecast shows us the impacts of that system coming from the south. You're going to see as we increase cloud cover with our southwesterly flow. Here we are into Wednesday. Maybe a stray storm pops up with lingering moisture. There's that southwesterly flow tapping into some echoes of moisture by Thursday afternoon. That really amps up late Thursday and into Friday. Our thunderstorm threat east of I-15 as we roll into our Thursday. So we know moisture potential will be there. We're going to forewarn you if we see any changes when it comes to flash flooding. 90s, I want 100 tomorrow, even if we don't hit the century mark. High 90s feel the same. This is dangerous heat as it settles in. 90s, triple digits, 106 in Moab and St. George. We're going to sizzle a little bit for your Wednesday. Cooking. We stay with the triple digits for the next several days. We do dip on Friday as that system comes in, and we see 100 still there. Maybe we'll get a 99 out of that. As we look at the Wasatch Front, we see the heat for the next 2 days. Going to be hot. Heat advisory going into effect at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And then we get those seasonal temperatures for Father's Day weekend, which will be very, very nice, and we'll be welcoming. Because if we hit 100 tomorrow, you are going to feel it. And that's why those heat alerts are in effect, giving you that forewarning so you know. But you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Okay,
That's a great tip. Watch sports.
Right.
Look, I can do your job too, okay?
Sunblock if you go outside.